Well, happy Saturdays to you. Steve from Rambling Trails here, out for another September wild camp. This time I'm on the South Downs again, as I promised I would, and this time a little bit further away and a little bit higher up at Ditchling Beacon. Over there you can see some paragliders I've just been watching coming down from the top of the beacon. Looks like they're all packing up for the day now. I've parked just outside of the town of Ditchling in the Underhill car park, which is a free car park at the base of the beacon. Pretty ropey quality car park. I noticed on Google it was rated about 3. Lots of people complaining about the quality of the car park, but it's free, it's adequate, no real problems for me. So I'm heading up the Burnhill Bostel path up to the beacon, because it looks like on the map it's a path which traverses the hillside. So it's a longer path, but nowhere near as steep as the one straight up to the top of the beacon. So still only a couple of miles maximum. Heading up over that way towards the west, then back along the ridge to the top of the beacon. The research I've done for this walk hasn't really thrown up any great places up on the top on the ridge to sit myself for the night, so we'll see what it's like when I get up there. At least there should be plenty of places within an hour or so's walk of here. Time's getting on now, it's nearly 6 p.m, just as I've turned up in the car park, so got about an hour and 15 minutes until sunset. Should be plenty of time, get myself up onto the top and get set up. It's probably going to be quite busy along here, so I thought I should turn up as late as I could, as near to sundown as I could. Being that we're on the South Downs again, we've got the numerous gates to contend with yet again. It's been a gorgeous day in the middle of September. The weather's definitely getting a little bit chillier though. So it's been around 15-16 degrees during the day. But it's forecast it could get as low as 5 degrees down on the south coast where I am overnight. Hopefully when I get up to the top I might get to see quite a nice sunset up there. Definitely looking promising. As I say, lovely evening. Since the last time I was out, I've got one of my colleagues to fabricate a 3D printed bracket for my Synco G2 wireless microphone, because in the last walk I did you could see the edge of the microphone in most of the 360 footage. So this time I've got the microphone mounted beneath the camera, hopefully well out of the way. Oddly, Thingiverse, which seems to be the place to find everything you could conceive of for 3D printed, didn't actually have anything suitable, so had to design it myself in a free CAD package. Got him to print it, and now it's all mounted under the camera. So there's coming to the top of the path now, up onto the ridge. Beautiful view over behind me there. The other side of the ridge towards the sea, the south, the slope is much gentler, so you don't get the same views. But I'm already eyeing up a spot over there off of the beaten path at the end of the ridge, just before it starts to drop away. There's a flat area with a break in the shrubbery. It's a definite possibility, that place over there, nicely out of the way off of the beaten path. So far that one away. I'm going to go up to the top here, meet the ridge path. Over to my right, the west, there's a Jack and Jill windmills, and over to the left, the east, there's Ditchling Beacon. And then where you can see that bird of prey hovering up there. A couple of mountain bikers coming past watching it. So I think I'm going to head left here along the path towards the beacon and see how I fare. I just found what looked like quite a decent little spot. Unfortunately, 2 wild campers are already there. So, chap and a lass. Apparently they've camped along here quite a few times, so they've picked the best spot. But they did say there's a few other spots further along here. So hopefully I will be spoilt for choice. You can see the sun's getting quite low now. It's under an hour to sundown. I bought the Lanshan 2 with me today rather than my go-to SCART 1. A Lanshan always takes me longer to put up because it can be a little bit fiddly, and I always end up going round and round it, fiddling multiple times. So I want to get set up sometime in the next half hour really. That beacon's within sight up ahead of me there, to see how we go. Okay, I think I'm going to choose this spot here. Not ideal, it's on a little bit of a slope, but there's a little hollow here that makes it almost flat. A little bit tussocky, but not too bad. The other option is I carry on walking up that way towards the top of the beacon, and looking up there, there's less and less cover as I go up here. At least here, I'm a good 40 or 50, 60 metres from the main path. So just on the north facing slope, part way down, with lots of shrubs behind me, and a nice view to the west, and a nice view over to the east. So I think that this will do. I'm happy with this spot. Just need to get set up now. Well, I've retreated inside now. It's just around 8:30 in the evening. The afterglow of the sun just continued on for ages. It's also intriguing to look down there at all the lights of the local villages. There's Ditchling just down there, and Keymer, and in the middle distance we've got Burgess Hill, and then Haywards Heath even further away. And right on the horizon, possibly slightly over the horizon, you've got Crawley and the airport, Gatwick airport. And it's amazing to think that there's all of those people down there, all doing their own thing, getting on with their lives. And I'm up here on the side of a big hill, looking down on them all. So I shall bid you good night, and unless anything exciting happens overnight, then I'll see you in the morning. One exciting thing actually that did happen, I saw a bat fly over. Really quite a big one, not sure what it was, but it was definitely a bat. Seems a little bit late in the year for them, but I guess they're still foraging. But really nice to see something different up here on the South Downs. So, good night, I'm going to turn in. See you in the morning. Well, good morning now. I think it's about 6:30. As you can see behind me there, the sun's starting to come up. And I'm just making my first coffee of the day.
got quite blustery overnight, not unexpectedly though. Just measured the wind speed, a bit over 12 miles an hour. Temperature's about 7.5 degrees. But the good thing about the breeze is it's been blowing underneath the Lanshan 2 quite nicely and has kept it bone dry inside, no condensation whatsoever. It's always a concern when you've got a single skin tent, when the temperature's forecast to get quite low, the worry of condensation. But it's bone dry inside, which is good. Morning, happy Sunday to you. Coffee outside first thing in the morning when it's blowing a gale. You can't beat it. Whilst everything had kept nice and dry because of the brisk breeze, my ground sheet was a little bit moist as I pulled it up, so I've formed some sort of washing line from my walking poles and trying to get the breeze to dry that out while I'm packing everything else out. Hopefully by the time I come to pack away, that'll be dry as well. See, the sun's quite a way above the horizon now. Just going to finish packing up and then get on my way. So that's me packed up. As always, leave no trace. A little bit of flattened grass and that's all. So here we go, off again. Would you credit it? I slipped up on the cow pat just as I walked out of camp. I knew the cow pat was there. It had been there the whole time I was in camp. It was near the tent. I'd avoided it. And as I walked away from camp into the sun, I didn't notice it and nearly went over on it. And now I have a cow patty foot. Hopefully it'll clear off as I walk through all of this wet grass. Look at it up here, it really is absolutely glorious. Sunshine over the top of Ditchling Beacon, looking down into the valley there. Ditchling over there, Keymer over there, Burgess Hill, further away Hemel Hempstead, and eventually up there Crawley and Gatwick Airport. It's so quiet out here as well. It really is absolutely beautiful. And look, another gate. This is one's kissing gate, which is almost impossible to get through with a rucksack. Oh, made it. I think I might need to lose some weight. Oh goody, another gate. And another kissing gate. Ugh. Ugh. How difficult is this? So after coming through that gate, this is my first view of the sea and the enormous wind farm that's out there just off the south coast. It's nice to see the sea again. It's not so nice with the awful wind farm out there, but I guess it's a necessity. It does spoil the view though. In fact, now thinking about that, one of the things that is noticeably conspicuous by its absence up here are pylons, electricity pylons. Don't think I can see a single electricity pylon, which is very nice. I'm coming up to the top of Ditchling Beacon now. Trig point is over there on the right, with a crow sitting on it.
I presume the ridge up ahead of me there is probably Furl Beacon, and then beyond that I guess it's Windover Hill, where I was 2 weekends ago. Had to go and disturb the crow. There it goes. It's always worth going out of your way a little bit to find the trig points, to touch them. I'm sure there's an app you must be able to get to log all of the trig points you've touched on the survey triangulation station. Beautiful. Now back to the car, back to the grind. Okay, coming to the end of yet another wild camp. Down there to the right, I don't know whether you can see it, there's Ditchling Beacon Road winding its way up to the top. The road that forms almost the final part of London to Brighton. I've seen plenty of photos online of groups of cyclists up there resting at the top. I've only got 500 metres or so to go back down to the car park, hopefully to find the car is still there and still intact. Although this one has been a fairly short walk in, a short walk out, you know, I think we probably would have done 3, maybe 4 miles in total, up and back. It doesn't detract from the beauty of the surroundings or the feeling of peace that I get from being outside and spending the night outside. It's not how far you walk or how extreme it is, it's all really about how much you enjoy it. And even these little short walks in and out, they may not have the drama, excitement or the views of places like Snowdonia and the peaks and the dales and the beacons. Actually, this is a beacon, but not the Brecon beacons. They may not have the drama of that, but as I say, it doesn't detract from the pleasure of doing it, of being outside, being in charge of your own destiny, and just being alone for 12 hours or so. So, unless anything else happens on the final descent down to the car park, I shall bid you farewell. Happy camping to you all, and make sure you get out there before the weather turns too nasty. Bye bye you all. Well, I'm back to the Underhill car park that was absolutely chocker when I arrived here yesterday. Now I'm the only car in here. Guess it was probably all the paragliders. The car's still here anyway, and still looks okay.